Hello, my name is Woody, and I'm the host of the Virtual Woody Variety Show. The Virtual Woody Variety Show is a live stream show here on Twitch that engages in casual conversations about ideas, creativity, and emerging tech. I get to talk to brilliant and insightful guests, and afterwards we play a unique in-show game show right inside my Unreal Engine environment. For those of you who are new, we are recording live right now on Twitch. If you have a question, leave it in the chat, and we will do our best to get to it at the end of the show before I force my guest into some interactive insanity. Tonight, my guest is a 3D artist, a YouTube educator, an Unreal Engine mentor, and an industry leader in the motion graphics space. Please welcome Jonathan Winbush, or as most folks know him, Winbush, to the show. And now I try not to. We don't actually mess it up. We don't do a false take. We do like an actual. We do an actual one. Here we go. Okay, there we go. That's it. We're in. We're in. No, yeah, we meant to do that. That was like sort of a Chaplin thing. That was the whole point. It was. Oh my gosh! Thanks for putting up with all of my shenanigans over here. Um, it's a pleasure to have you on. I feel like we've been maybe in each other's orbit for a long time. Actually, that's presumptuous. I've been in the Winbush orbit for a while now. So it's really great to have you here and to actually be talking. He's still muted. Ah!
Nobody can hear me.
Oh no. Okay, we're back. We got him. We got him this time.
See, hold on. You playing? You fooling around, or can you hear me?
No, I'm just bad at this. It turns out. It's I've got you back on. We should all be able to hear you now.
There we go. Thumbs up. Everybody can hear me.
Yep.
I guess we can't
you.
see anybody, but.
Whew. Flippy Pixel. Thank you for the subs. Appreciate it.
All right. So, I lied. We weren't here with audio. We're still doing a silent film, but. Looks like we're good now. We're good.
We're now actually good, I think.
Yeah.
I'm seeing
now with audio.
I'm seeing all the green bars, so I think we're actually here. I sent you a picture before the show. It's quite a scene. We have multiple computers. We have like 4 monitors. We have like the amount of devices like hooked up together. It's just like waiting for a person like me with my brain to just forget to press one button and then you get muted. That's how it goes.
Yeah, that's why I don't live stream anymore.
Every time
it's always a production, right? Then right when everything goes on, something happens, and yeah, it's always the case, right?
Yeah. Do you get that thing where you join Discord calls and then your computer connects to like one of like 5 different webcams that all somehow are webcams? Like like your VR headset will be a webcam and you're like, how is that a webcam? And then like everything will just be messed up. Does that happen to you, or is that just me?
No, it's definitely happened. Especially well, this is a newer computer I'm on, but my old system that I had behind me there, like because I've done a few live streams and podcasts with other places, and sometimes they have their thing that they want you to download and stream into when it sets up these virtual cameras, and then after that you got 15 virtual cameras showing up in OBS, and yeah, it's just a mess.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. The unique struggles of being an Unreal Engine creator. I feel like it never ends. all the tech stuff, but thanks for putting up with it. Yeah. So before the show started, I casually mentioned Toy Story, and then you casually was like, yeah, that's what it started it all for me. So I want to start there. What's up with Toy Story?
Yeah, I should say it's one of those things that started off for me, at least my piqued my interest, right? Because I don't even know how old I was. I know as a kid, my mom took me to the movies to see it. I had never seen anything in 3D up to that point. And so, back then it was all 2D cartoons, Saturday morning cartoons and whatnot. And so just seeing that kind of really opened up your eyes to some like a whole completely different realm. And so that kind of piqued my interest in just in computer graphics in general. And then, as you get older, the Matrix came out, and that at the time that was the peak of VFX with the bullet time effects and stuff like that. So that got my interest back in the VFX and just computer generated graphics. So, it's just one of those slow grinds over my youth, I guess you would say, that just kept bringing me back to like the VFX 3D graphics world.
Cool. That's awesome. Like I think that is kind of like the origin point, at least for like when 3D went commercial.
Yeah,
But it's been terrible for me with having the name Woody because like everyone associates that name with that character because it's
right.
yeah. But like
It,
yeah, it started all. Did it? Do you ever think about this? Like how brilliant it is that in that movie, like the shaders aren't very good yet, so they can't really do textures. But like all the toys are plastic anyways.
yeah, I think that's the reason that they went with that, right? Because they could still kind of fake
Yeah.
that whole plasticky feel of it. Because I mean, with Pixar, it's more about storytelling than anything else. So they always felt like if you had a strong story, that kind of over trumps any kind of technical nuances they might have had back then. So I felt like they pulled it off really well. And yeah, I mean, they are where they are today, right? Toy Story 4. I mean, they're still doing incredible, crazy stuff and just keep pushing those boundaries there.
Yeah, I haven't seen four. I have this like weird grudge about if like intellectual property carries on too long, I like don't care anymore. But like
Nah,
but
4 was really good.
that's what I hear. I
Yeah.
hear it was really good. So like I ended up watching
It,
some YouTube video where they're talking about how they're using anamorphic lenses in it. And it's like, wow, that it does look pretty neat.
the thing that the thing I was most impressed with, well, there's a couple of things, right? Because I was at, I want to say it's 2019 SIGGRAPH when they had the Pixar event, like after hours up there in LA. And I was there and they were going through some of the workflows that they use for Toy Story 4. And the first one that really caught my eye was there's this antique shop and it looks like an antique shop. Like it looked pretty much photoreal. And
Hmm.
the way they were able to do that was they actually aged the antique shop in Houdini using computer generated spiders and dust and stuff. So like they created their own AI spiders and they would just let the simulation run for however long. Like, hey, this antique shop has been around for 50 years, never been dusted, never be cleaned. And then they would come back and like the final result would look like how an antique shop would look like after 50 years of just nothing being done to it. So that's how they really were able to pull in that realism and really like have the store tell its own story onto itself. Like they did some really cool stuff in there that really just kind of pushed the boundaries of where most people would think about, like most people would kind of skip those details, but they really matter there in the end.
Yeah, that's like inventing a time machine to like go back in time just so you can tell what something looks like. Like the building an entire simulation just to make things look like they've aged. Like that's pretty wild. I wish like I I wish I had ever worked on anything that had like the time or the budget to do something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but actually, that brings me to our next question for you is like, you mentioned Toy Story and you mentioned that being like a point of inspiration or like seeing that and it being like a thing you could do. So, like, what what happens next? Like, at what point did you get started? Because I know you've actually worked on quite a few films and title sequences and things. How did you get your start?
Yeah, funny enough, I wanted to work in game development when I was younger. Like, I came up with the Atari 2600, Tandy 1000, going through the NES. I went through all the generations of video games, right? Starting back to the very beginning where it was just, like a green and black screen where you're typing everything in DOS and you're doing printouts to play Dungeons and Dragons and stuff. And so, like, video games have always been like an integral part of my life and I always thought I wanted to be a game developer in some form, right? And then when I went to apply for art school, they actually rejected me for the game development program, for the game art program, said my portfolio wasn't strong enough, but they had this motion graphics um I guess curriculum you would say that they just started up at the school and they were taking me on the tour and they had like this green screen set up and they were actually like recreating some of the scenes from the Matrix movie, the first one in there, and I thought that was really cool. So they were like, maybe try out maybe a couple of semesters in the motion graphics department and then work on your portfolio. Then you could convert over to game art. But once I started doing motion graphics and VFX, I kind of just fell in love with it, and I just stuck through. I got my bachelor's degree in science and motion and VFX, and yeah, the rest was history from there. So just pursued, my career out in Hollywood, and it took me all the way to where I'm at now.
Did that? It almost like it kind of bothers me a little bit to hear that they kind of gate kept you out of the video games. Though, was that a bummer or was that like you're fine with it?
I mean, it did suck because my whole life I thought I was going to be in game development at some point, in which, full circle, I did end up getting to work in some video games. When I worked at Warner Brothers, I worked on Mortal Kombat 10, Lego Harry Potter 5 through 7, Lego Batman 2. So I did get to work in video games, but just more like on the marketing side and then doing some of the in-game motion graphics and stuff like that. So, it sucked at the time that they said like, hey, you're not good enough, but I'm not the one that kind of gives up on anything. So, I took the route that I needed to get to where I wanted to go and just made it work out.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I'm glad that it was like that you turned that into a. Yeah, I guess that does say a lot. I mean, yeah, I didn't know that you had worked on games, so that's really cool to know. But I don't know. I like to think I'm like pretty perseverant, but that definitely would have been a blow for me. But that's really cool to hear. You're just like, okay, cool, and then like eventually you found your way back to it. Um, that's
Yeah, I mean, there's especially back then, as teachers are more ruthless and stuff. Like, actually, because I can't really draw that well, and I had my drawing teacher tell me I'd never work in the industry and all types of crazy stuff. And you kind of just have to ignore the noise and just like, if you have a strong desire to do something, then you'll find a way to make it happen. So I'm really good about just ignoring all the static and all the noise that's out there. And if I have my eyes set on something, then I'm going to do whatever it takes to pursue it.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. Do you do you have like a do you ever think about why that is? Like do you ever have like those introspective thoughts where you're like, "Gee, why am I like this?" Like I think about that probably like twice a day. I'm like, why am I like cuz I also get really like, "Oh, okay, like we're going to do this thing, like I want to make this," and I get really headstrong about it and I will just like start focusing for hours, but I don't know what like I don't always know what that is.
Yeah, maybe it's you know how like runners get that runner's high? I think
Hmm.
that might be it. Maybe there's some type of endorphin kick. Like, right before we were doing this, I was trying to figure something out in UEFN and it was bothering me all day. And then I just figured it out right before he came on and just couldn't like, okay, now I'm excited again. So I think problem solving and figuring stuff out and just that satisfaction moment once you do accomplish something. I mean, even though it's just like an instant thing, I kind of guess that's kind of what the runner's high is, right? Like once they hit that peak, they might have like did further than they did or ran faster. And they always talk about that runner's high. Like I feel it's the same thing with creatives.
Yeah. I mean, like, so like building the thing ends up making you want to make the thing more. It's like almost the like the like have you ever heard people talk about like the hedonic treadmill? It's like the creative hedonic treadmill. It's like the more you're on it, the more you want to stay on it.
Right. Especially once you
Yeah.
get in the zone. Like once you're sometimes it's hard to get in the zone. Like I can't just jump on a computer first thing in the morning and get in the zone. But once I'm in it, then time just seems to bend. And before you know it, you're like 8 hours later. And it's just like, man, where did the time go? But you get so hyper focused on what you're doing and you're enjoying it. And yeah, it's just one of those things.
Yeah, talk to me more about getting started in the Hollywood because like you kind of hand waved it. You were like, oh yeah, I just got started the Hollywood thing. That's actually like really difficult thing for most people. Like, do you have like a is there like just tell me about it. How did you get started in that? Because that's like impenetrable for a lot of people.
Yeah, not going to say it wasn't easy, at least for me. Like whenever I graduated, this is back when you used to have to burn your actual DVD, or you had to burn your DVDs and put your reel on there and physically mail it out. Like, there was the internet, of course, but the file sizes were extremely small. So the best way to get in touch with people would be through, traditional snail mail. So I would get a stack full of DVDs, burn them, mail them out to everybody with my reel on them and everything. And I did have one hit right after graduation. I forget the studio name, but it was out here in LA because originally I'm from back east. And so I'd have to travel to California for any jobs, right? And so this one company said, we're looking for a junior artist. We liked your demo reel. Would you be interested? I said, yes. We drove all the way across country. Was supposed to start at the job that morning. And the place went completely out of business. Like, I guess they went under over the weekend. And so I was stuck out here in LA, tried to make it work, couldn't make it work after like a month. So I moved back home and just went right back to it, right? So started mailing out my reel to every studio that I could find in LA. I think there was like a book you could buy at Barnes and Noble back then that just had like all the studios listed, contact information, mailing addresses. So I would just go through and mail to everything in that book. And just by chance, I had mailed my stuff to Happy Madison, and Adam Sandler's assistant at the time was from Pittsburgh, my home city. And so just out of curiosity, she opened the package because it had the Pittsburgh address on it. And then they gave me a call and they were like, hey, I'm from Pittsburgh too. That's kind of what made me open up your package. But if you're ever in town, we love your work. Maybe come out, we'll do lunch and just see what you're up to. And so instead of taking any chances, I caught a red eye flight. Like I spent my very last dime on a plane ticket, flew out to LA, showed up at the doorstep the next day. And yeah, they brought me in for an internship and the rest was history from there. Like I learned a lot there. I did a 6-month internship and I guess they liked me enough to bring me on full time. So they hired me on as a junior artist. And there I stayed for, another 3 years, just kind of learning the ins and outs of the industry. And then while working there, I made a lot of good connections as well. So it's kind of one of those things like some people call it luck, but I always say like you have to kind of put yourself in position to have that luck fall upon you. Like if I wasn't persistent and keep going and mailing my stuff out there, then that transaction would have never happened. So, it's just one of those things. Once the opportunity knocked, I made sure to kick the door down and bum rush my way through, as you would say.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. So this is just gonna be me. I'm just gonna straight across the board. Just give you a big compliment here because like I really admire the how consistent you are at stuff. I think that was like one of the first questions I asked you when we started talking. I was like, how do you get the videos out all the time so consistently? Because like, so for those who don't know, like Winbush also runs a YouTube channel, and it's fantastic. It seems like it's going pretty well. Every time I'm looking at Twitter, you're like new milestone, and I'm like, good for that guy. It's freaking great. Um, yeah, the consistency of it all is specifically like the kind of thing I look up to you, and I'm like, oh
Yeah,
man,
thank you, man.
I gotta figure out how to do the Winbush levels of things. I also just need to start working out. I follow you on Twitter, and it's like you'll post your workout videos, and I'm like, I'm doing nothing with my body.
Yeah, the workout stuff. I mean, I don't want to sour the podcast, but yeah, I had some, during the pandemic, a lot of people started getting health problems and, because we were sitting at our desk and we're stuck indoors and had a few friends, have heart attacks and strokes and stuff like that. So I was just like, I got to get myself back into check. And that's kind of where that came from, right? Just because I have a family that I'm taking care of, and I owe it to them to take care of myself, and then friends as well. And I'm running a business here, so yeah, just you got to take care of yourself at the end of the day. Because, like I said before, it's easy to get lost behind a computer, sit here 10 hours a day, and not even know where the day went. Right? So,
Yeah. No, definitely. I honestly I think that's really good. Like more people should do that. Like I look up to guys like you and Clint who are like always just kind of, trying to do as much in the real world as otherwise and stuff. Do you feel like that stuff's affected your process? Like do you feel like it's helped you as an artist and as a 3D creator?
yeah, 100%. Because a lot of people ask me like, who do I look up to, and where do I get my inspiration? And I always say, I think I get it from all the hiking that I do. Like I'll do short hikes during the week, and on the weekends I'll do longer hikes. But I haven't done it so much lately, but when I used to go on the hiking trails, I would actually take photographs of just everything. And then I have like my own repertoire of all these photos that I took, and you could kind of study the lighting and the compositing. And I was getting better at taking photos, but at the same time, I would be able to see how the real world works when you have the sunlight and then maybe you have foliage and how the light strikes through the foliage and affects the ground. Like a lot of people don't think about, like the sun hitting through the leaves. And then you have like this green disbursement shadow on, whatever is underneath it. Like just small
Mm.
details like that really make a huge difference. And I was building a lot of CG worlds, especially for like Discovery Channel or History Channel. So a lot of my hikes actually translated well into my work because I was able to create these really nice environments. And well, back then it was cinema, then transitioned into Unreal Engine.
Mm. Yeah, no, I mean, for sure. Like, I feel like if you never got outside, you would never understand subsurface stuff at all. Like
Right.
it wouldn't make sense, or bounce lighting or anything like that. In fact, like, I feel like some of the stuff you notice most seems like the things that we end up always getting like later on in the product pipeline for any of these products. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like now Unreal Engine has Lumen, which is just the beautiful real time, you know, reflection or global illumination, you know, light reflection all over the place, and
Right.
like that feels like one of those things that you don't really think about unless you know you have a lot of photographic experience or just being outside experience. But like the other stuff that comes first seems like the kinds of things that just computer junkies would think up, you know? Like,
Yeah, but I think it also comes from my VFX background too, going to school. A
yeah.
lot of the stuff our professors would say is you want to try to do stuff practical when you can, because that's where you're going to get the most realism, and then just use your computer as a companion, at least on the VFX side. So I always just took a strong hold to, looking at how the real world functions and how everything is working, and then using the computer later on as a companion. So I know a lot of times now people want to just jump right into the computer and get started, but sometimes you need to sit back and just kind of observe what's going on, like think about what you're going to create, maybe do a little bit of research, maybe go outside if you're building an environment, and just really look at those fine details, because that kind of what separates, like a really good artist from an okay artist. Like, oh, those fine details that nobody really thinks about, that stuff all makes a difference.
Hmm. Yeah, I think so. I don't know if you knew this, but about me, but the my previous to this thing was a cinematography focus. Was That's what I was
Oh,
doing professionally. So,
right.
which is funny because now I'm the animated guy who's not very photorealistic at all. But like I understand all that stuff. I think a lot better than most people. Is like I tune lights for a long time and getting the bounce light just right. It's like totally a part of it. And but absolutely, I completely agree. It's like a really good point. I don't think enough people talk about that. Is like, yeah, like it works really well when you have actual outdoors experience. Um, yeah. So okay, but speaking of things that aren't photo real, or at least not always trying to be, you
Right.
started into the UEFN or the Unreal Fortnite experience. Gosh,
Yeah,
yeah,
this
Unreal Fortnite Creator. What's the formal name of it? I don't know.
yeah, it's weird. I'm surprised they went with it, but yeah, it's UEFN, so it's just Unreal Engine Fortnite, which yeah, it sounds weird when you try to say it. Like, I like Fortnite Creative 2.0. That's what they first announced it as, but the engine is actually Unreal Engine 5.2. And so it's basically the way I always kind of talk about it is like baby's first Unreal, because it is Unreal Engine, but a lot of stuff is stripped out, and then it has its own programming language. Like, you're not using blueprints, you're using verses, which is a little bit easier for some people to code in. And yeah, like it's a good first step for people that maybe they want to get into gaming and they're starting to learn the way around Unreal. And then if they want to take it further, then they can always just jump in a proper Unreal Engine.
Yeah, for sure. It was interesting actually because the verse system is a typed system. It's not a visual scripting system, which
Yes.
in
Yeah.
theory would make it like a little bit harder for baby's first Unreal. But yeah, how are you liking it so far? So, and also you didn't say this, but I'm gonna just plug it for you right now. Winbush has an entirely new channel where you can watch along as he teaches you how to use UEFN. But apparently you like it pretty well if you're going to start a YouTube channel. Answered my own question. There we go. I'm a terrible interviewer.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things, like, because when it was first announced, I did a UEFN tutorial on my main channel, and then I put out a poll. It's like, are you guys interested in this stuff, or just Unreal proper? And most people are like, yeah, we don't care about UEFN,
Mm.
which I get. Like Fortnite, that's a totally different crowd than what I built my channel upon. So once I really started getting to understand UEFN, I'm like, I'm just going to dedicate a whole channel just to that, because that Fortnite community is a whole community amongst itself. And so, at least in my head, I thought it was a good idea to keep that stuff over there, and then my main stuff still on my main channel. So it's so far so good, been able to juggle both.
Yeah, I'd say like like the Thanos Infinity Gauntlet. Like your main channel is like the it's the MoGraph stone of the Unreal Engine YouTuber Infinity Gauntlet. if that makes
But
sense. So like I
absolutely.
yeah, so like I mean I've learned stuff from your channel and like you go in depth so much with and on your main channel specifically. I haven't gotten the chance to check out the UEFN stuff yet. I'm looking forward to it. I'm sure I'm gonna watch it eventually. But the stuff you've gone into with just regular Unreal Engine has been so helpful because there are all these elements of Unreal Engine which are just like a game engine. And I have conversations with people all the time who are MoGraph people, and they're like, I don't know if I get it. And I'm like, yeah, but it's a game engine. And I feel like your channel is so helpful because you go through all that stuff and you're like, okay, here's how you get your EXRs out of it, and here's how you do fog, but here's how you do like a slightly cheaper fog or a better fog or like a, you know, all
Right.
the different things you go into with it, and it's freaking great, dude. Yeah, when did you start doing YouTube, and when did you start thinking about that? Because you've been doing this for a while, I think.
Yeah, it's been a few years, I want to say, maybe beginning of 2019, I think, because
Gotcha.
I was always recording videos. That's just always been my thing because a lot of what we do as motion graphics artists is a lot of problem solving. And so if I would figure something out, my weapons of choice would be Cinema 4D, After Effects for motion graphics. And, sometimes a client request would take me, maybe like a week to figure out. Like, sometimes they request something crazy and it's like, okay, I got through it, delivered the project, and then maybe like 3 months later, 4 months later, a different client would come and they had like a similar request. And you're like, okay, I just did this, but I would forget the steps that I took to do it. And so I just had like my own bank in my hard drive. Like I would record all my steps if I figured something out. And then I had a repertoire of stuff that I could just go back to it for, it's strictly for myself. And it's like, okay, I did X, Y, and Z to figure that out. And it made it a lot simpler to do it the second time around. And then I had a lot of my colleagues would actually hit me up through, instant messenger and stuff, say like, hey, Winbush, do you know how to do this? And I'd be like, oh yeah, I figured that out like 2 months ago. And I would just send them my screen captures. And a lot of people would say, like, why aren't you just putting this stuff up on YouTube? And that's kind of where it started. Like I was always kind of reluctant about YouTube just because, the trolls out there and
Right.
like how will people receive it. Then after a while I'm just like, you know what, I'll try it, and if I like it then I'll stick with it. But I didn't put like a lot of money behind it. Like I literally used my cell phone, put it up on a clamp up on my monitor there. I had like a really cheap like $15 mic that I got off Amazon, and I'm like, all right, I'm just going to try it out. And as I started to get like a good reaction and started to build my own community on there, then I started just investing more and more into my channel there.
Yeah, and now you have like the amazing multicolor world that you have behind you.
Yeah, probably went overboard, but yeah, I'm a gadget guy, so just like I think all artists like gadgets, right?
Oh, it's true. Yeah. No, I mean it's better than like just trying to build your own in a virtual world. That's like keep doing what you're doing. It's better than it's you go off the deep end one way or the other. Yeah, no, that's cool. That's interesting. That is like kind of like, don't take this the wrong way. This is like that's very sweet. Like it's very like I feel like a lot of people are like, yeah, I'm gonna be a YouTuber and I'm gonna do all the things and they're just gonna freaking love my channel and stuff like that. And your friends were like, hey, dude, these videos are really helpful. Can you start putting them online here? Like, yeah, I can. But I feel like it's such like a organic way to get started. That's beautiful. Um,
Right.
oh my
Yeah. I
goodness.
mean, it starts like that, but then, somewhere along the line, you kind of get pulled down that rabbit hole, right? And you're like, oh, maybe I can become a YouTuber. And then you start trying to get serious about it. But like, I think maybe during the pandemic, I felt like I was losing my way. Like, I was chasing the views and chasing the subs. And it's like, that's not why I originally got into it. Cause, you would see some people and they just started channeled. And next thing you know, they got like 50,000 subs off of like 2 videos. And you're like, ah, what the heck? Like, I've been doing all this content, twice a week. And I got like half the amount. But then I'm like, you're always going to have somebody that's doing something more than you, whether they're putting in more effort or less effort, or you don't know where they're coming from. Like I always look at the weightlifting analogy. Like you go to the gym, you might think you're buff, but you look to your right, and there's always going to be somebody in better shape than you. So it's kind of like you just have to be content with where you're at and look at your own goals and keep pushing forward. So once I kind of gave myself that pep talk, I'm like, it's not about the views, it's not about the subs, just keep doing what you're doing, because I initially got into this to help people. So once I did that, I think I was a little bit more at peace with myself.
Hmm. Yeah, no, I think so. Do you have like that competitive thing about it? Like I try to actively suppress the part of me that wants to be like I'm happy for my channel to continue to succeed because I feel like that means it helps people or people are entertained by it or something. But
Right.
but when I get like I try to really turn off the part that does number comparisons. Like that stuff just does not
Yeah.
it's that's not the reason why, you know?
It's not healthy too, because you just never know. Like whoever you're comparing yourself to, you never know what's going on the back end. Like maybe they had a bigger YouTuber shout them out, or maybe they knew somebody, or sometimes the algorithm, you might just get lucky and get your stuff out there a lot more than some people. So you just never know the rhyme or reason behind somebody's success. So it's best not to compete with other people out there. Just like you're your own competition. Like think of it that way. Like even if you set milestones for yourself, be happy when you hit those milestones and just keep pushing forward. Don't look to the guy to the left or right and say like, why are they getting this? Because you have no idea. Sometimes it could just be, the luck of the draw, because we never know how the YouTube algorithm really works, right?
Yeah, sometimes like I try to do everything I can to make a video succeed, but like at the same time like I want like there's a thought in my head that's like okay, it's cool to be like the algorithm's best kept secret. Like I've gotten comments before where someone's like I can't believe this channel doesn't have more views and I'm like I like that comment.
Right.
that means like whether or not it materially is expanding outside of me, it's like when people do find it they're resonating with the content and that's really good.
And
How
sometimes it's about the right people that are seeing it, right? Like you just did the
yeah.
review for Sony. Like Sony saw your content and they saw value in it, and they had you do stuff with them. So sometimes it's not about the amount of people, but if you have the right people that are continuously looking at you and supporting you, that goes way further than having like 1 million subscribers or 2 million or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, if they come, don't sneeze at them, but yeah.
Yeah, nah, I'm good. I'm happy where I'm at. So
Yeah, no, that's cool. I know I've asked you this before, but for the benefit of our audience, like, how do you manage posting as much content as you post? Because you're everywhere. I think you're on Instagram, you're on LinkedIn, you're on Twitter, you're on YouTube. How do you keep up with that stuff and do as much work as I know you do? Because you're still working in Hollywood, you're still doing professional MoGraph stuff. How do you balance that?
yeah, so a lot of my stuff actually comes from my work. Like if I'm doing some like client work and I figure something out, then like I have my setup kind of set up to a T, right? Like I have my key light here, I have my rim lights behind me, like I have everything set up. My camera is always up on my post here above my monitor. So if I figure something out, then I could go right into go time, record what I need to record, and then jump right back into work. And then I try to record everything in one take so I don't have to do a lot of edits. I know that's not always possible, but I try to make it as minimal effort as possible. And that way I'm able to go back later, maybe edit out some stutters or, whatever else is in there, and then just put the videos up. But I try not to think too much into it. Like I know there's a lot of really good YouTube videos out there. Like people go like hardcore into production. They're doing multiple camera angles and they're doing cuts and they're doing sound effects and they're putting a lot behind it. And then they have like 50 views. And I'm just like, the people come for the information. They're not coming for the production value, I feel like. So I feel like as long as they're able to get the information I'm putting out, then that's more than enough for them, right?
Yeah, I think so. What role does personal work play in the whole situation for you? Because I've seen some pieces you've done that are just like really cool MoGraph pieces that you just clearly were inspired to do. But like with the channel stuff, do you feel like the need to do anything more than just the tutorial stuff? Like I've seen some breakdowns of some of your stuff, but do you ever think about like sort of getting outside the format, or are you just kind of like, hey, I'm really happy with this form with just like cameras up, let's do the thing, no edits if we can. Like, do you have any other ambitions for where to take your channel?
Yeah, that's kind of where the Fortnite stuff comes in, right? Because
Yeah.
like the motion graphics stuff was just kind of getting monotonous. Been doing this since 2006, so I was finding myself getting a little bit bored there. I'm not going to say I'm the best artist in the world, but I do try really, really hard, and I put my all into every project that I get. But at the same time, it's like I know cinema really well. I know After Effects really well. I'm getting to know Unreal really well, and there wasn't a lot of challenge behind what I was doing. And so I think once the Fortnite stuff opened up, like I knew absolutely nothing about that world over there and how the game engine part of it worked and everything. So just diving in there and, making personal maps and games and figuring stuff out, that's where, like, I don't put a lot of personal projects out because a lot of it's just me doing R&D and figuring stuff out. And then, if I do figure something cool out, then I make a tutorial. But yeah, I've never been about like making a big personal project and putting it out online. Like I was always about the process. Like I really love the process behind figuring stuff out and then, helping people out. Like maybe where I struggled at, someone else might struggle at. So I'll just break down the process and throw it out there for them.
Yeah. With I feel like it doesn't even feel like a weird take anymore to say this, but I feel like the world of game engines and the world of 3D graphics, like they're obviously combining, and like no one better to speak to that than you. But is it nice knowing that video games are a part of your whole life, like you said? Is that what do you think of just the is it meaningful that those all of these things are converging, if it makes sense? Oh man, I'm question formatting like an idiot tonight.
Yeah, no, I mean, I was telling my wife the other day, I wish I had my old teacher's information still because I could prove I was right the entire time. Because people back then, like everything was separated. Like you had your traditional artists that did the cell animations by hand, you had your motion artists, you had your 3D artists, your game dev, and they never saw each other as artists. Like, the cell artists would look at motion artists and say, like, oh, you guys aren't real artists, you're just, button pushers. And they say like video games aren't art and just all this stuff. And I'm like looking at it as a whole. I'm like, all this stuff collectively works together. And I could see the emergence one day of everything just overlapping, in which, looking at today, that's exactly what happened. Like professional musicians are doing soundtracks for video games. You have, like Delgaro doing, directing video games, and like all the different mediums just kind of came together and everybody's working in different fields. And so I always thought that it was cool just seeing all the overlap. Like if you know Maya, then you could work in movies, you could work in video games, you could work in advertisement. Like you're not just subjective to one thing. So I always thought that was a cool aspect of all these mediums of art just kind of converging together.
Yeah. Do you think people will start like? Do you think some of it'll get taught side by side as we push these things together? Like Unreal's rumored to have Project Avalanche come out, which is supposed to add a lot more 2D ability. I keep hearing that, but
It does. I can't speak on it, but it's gonna be well, I can only speak on what's been showcased so far, like
yeah,
at Unreal Fest and stuff. And it's gonna be a game changer. Like Epic is really getting aggressive of not only just doing a video game stuff, but doing architectural visualization stuff, car stuff, car simulations, of course, the virtual production stuff, getting more into Hollywood and now, really pushing motion graphics and things like that. So I can see Unreal is going to be a real big hub moving forward. I would say 2024 and forward, especially in the motion graphics space.
yeah. Do you think like kids who are getting into college or on an outside track, do you think that they will start to learn more game engine concepts as they're going through all of this now? Because
Yeah.
in the past, like in your own story, like they pulled you off the game dev track and put you on the MoGraph track. I feel like there's no reason to silo them anymore.
Yeah, like I seen advertisements for that school in Florida. I want to say it's called Full Sail. But like the one thing that caught my eye during the ad was they were showing all that stuff. They're like, here's Unreal Engine, virtual production, flight simulators next to the people doing cell animation, and they're showing like everything. So it seemed like like I haven't been to any universities in a while, but it seems like the students are actually getting the whole smorgasbord and learning everything because it's hard to keep it segregated anymore. Like these things are just overlapping at such a rapid pace that it doesn't make sense to only learn one side of it. Like everything's just going to overlap. So I think, especially for the job field, the more the more, entitled to success you might have when you're looking for a job.
That makes sense to me. Yeah, I don't I can't make that any better. Yeah, no, it's cool. I mean, in some ways I'm like you, and like as a kid, like I would make video games, like I would program my own games as a kid, and it's kind of weirdly cathartic to have it all come back now. Like that's like I got into Unreal Engine out of film thinking I was going to do a lot of the stuff that you're doing of just like doing more motion graphics in there, and then
Right.
now like looking at it now, like I, just dipped my toe in the programming side of it to be able to do some like real-time avatar stuff, and then like suddenly I was just like, oh man, and like just got super addicted to programming in Unreal, and it's like, oh my gosh, like everything's here, it's all back, like all the things I enjoyed as a kid are all in one place. It feels so good.
Yeah, that's been an interesting thing about Unreal, right? Like right after I got started in Unreal, I did a course originally with Matt and Dave of mograph.com. It was all about teacher motion graphics artists how they could jump into Unreal, and there's a few people that took it. My friend Logan Hollow Woodsman took it. Another Feeding Wolves, she took it, and this was kind of like their first step into Unreal, and it's been interesting seeing, like I point out them specifically because they stuck with it, like they learned Unreal through my course, and then Logan, he went off on the programming side like yourself, and he's making games, and like he thought he was going in for motion graphics, but then he went off and went in a totally different direction, and then Feeding Wolves, she got into the whole avatar space and it's really crushing it with like metahumans and motion capture. So it's kind of cool to see people at least get their toes wet in Unreal, and then just seeing how they're all splitting off once they really find what they're passionate about. Because you might go in thinking you're in there for one thing, and then you're like, oh, it could do this, and you're down a completely different path. And it's just neat to see that you can actually go off that tangent and make something successful out of it.
Yeah, Feeding Wolves is great. Feeding Wolves is like the metahuman mocap part of the Infinity Gauntlet. She's
Yeah.
she's that stone in it all. And if you're keeping track at home, like for me and what I do on the internet, I'm just trying to be the person who's wearing the gauntlet. I'm just like trying to learn from everybody here, and it's been awesome to have so many cool creators pop up and continue to just make all this stuff. All right, so Winbush, here's the thing: we're nearing the end of the interview here. I have a big sort of showstopper question for you. No pressure. Uh, and then if
I'm
you
good.
have any questions for Wimbush in the chat, like leave it for us and we will get to them before we play an interactive game right here in my Unreal space. All right, you ready? I got a big like bring down the house one. Um,
Absolutely.
yeah, if you could give one piece of advice to upcoming artists and people in this new interactive space, what would it be?
Never stop believing in yourself. Just keep pursuing it. No matter what people tell you, especially these days, a lot of people are scared about AI and this, that, and the third. And, a question I get a lot is, should I even be doing this stuff? Because AI is going to take over the industry. And I'm always like, as long as you have something that people want, people are going to pay for it. Like AI is not going to be able to do everything. It's going to be able to do a lot of things, but that's just the transgression of humanity, right? Like we evolve and we evolve with it. So I would say if there's something that you have a strong interest in, just keep pursuing it, and you'll find a way to make all these other tools work for what you want to do. Because like even 5 years down the road, there's going to be jobs that aren't even invented right now because the tools are evolving at such a rapid pace that you might be susceptible to that new job that comes out in 5 years, being able to, still pursue the arts, but maybe mix some AI technology in there with it. Like, I don't know what it is because there's not a need for it yet, but I would just say, don't be scared. Just keep pursuing what you want to do.
Hmm, that's it. That's I couldn't have asked for better there. Killed it.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you could like you couldn't do much better than follow Mr. Winbush's advice here. I see like do you think of yourself as like a successful person? And like in my mind, you're someone who has figured out a lot of cool stuff.
Right. I mean, I'm still here, at the end of the day, I'm still able to be an artist, still be able to pursue the stuff that I enjoy doing, and, still being able to get paid for it, which, a lot of people, they can't really say that. So
Yeah.
I'm just always blessed and humbled that I'm still able to actively do what I'm doing because I've seen the flip side of it, um, I hate to say it, but there's been, artists in the past that have used other programs, like Lightwave or the Flame system. And, they didn't want to keep up with the times whenever, like After Effects came out and cinema started getting a foothold, and those guys kind of get pushed out in lieu, of us, the newer artists that were coming in, and that transition happens. And so I don't want to be that old dog that gets pushed out. I want to just keep pursuing and having something relevant to say in this industry. So being able to just stay on top of the trends and stay in front of all the technological advances has just been a truly blessing, and I'm happy to do it.
Yeah, and obviously to the benefit of a lot of people. That's one thing about being on the show is you have to be prepared to get compliments. It's gonna happen.
Nah, definitely appreciate it. Like I don't let anything go to my head. I'm definitely grateful for every blessing that I've got. Like I always say blessing, but that's truly what it is, right?
Mm,
Like
mm.
everybody out there that it's funny. The other day I was hiking and a guy randomly came up to me. He's like, "Hey, are you Winbush?" Like that, that's pretty crazy to be recognized and just have people looking up to you and stuff. So I'm truly humbled, and I thank everybody that's ever supported me in any type of aspect, whether like it's not even monetarily, like just even a view or a like, or even if you just learned something and you let me know, like that stuff is always appreciated. So thank everybody out there that's been just along with the journey.
That's awesome. All right. So we're getting near the end here. We have a question from chat. If anyone else has another question, feel free to drop it right now. But it looks like our last question is going to be, what feature do you think Unreal Engine needs the most? I think it's fine if it's coming from you. It doesn't have to feed the needs of all people. Like what's on your Unreal Engine wish list in future versions?
Um, That's always tough because I'm a problem solver. So anytime I hit a roadblock, I'm usually able to get over it. I guess maybe I'm not a big programmer, so a lot of the blueprint stuff sometimes, like there's some things that are still easier to do inside of like Cinema 4D for me than in Unreal. So sometimes I revert back to that, and then I bring over the Cinema 4D project file. So I just wish maybe some of the blueprinting stuff is a little bit easier. But again, I realize Unreal Engine is a game engine at the heart of it. Like it was built for making video games. So some of that stuff, it's just going to take a little bit of time to adapt. But yeah, for me, I don't like programming. So anything that allows me to do less programming, I'm all about it.
All right. Well, Winbush, thank you so
Yes,
much for answering my questions. Are you ready to answer even more questions?
absolutely.
All right. Well, get ready because we're about to do our virtual in-show game show tonight. I have our very own unique. Oh, it's a blank wall. Oops. Hee-hoo.
Says,
Uh,
see the curtain. Is it going to reveal?
yes, it is gonna reveal. Oh my gosh, so much stuff these days. This is the second show that we've done out of the new Woody Devs office, and there's a lot of things that in the setup that just kind of I don't know didn't translate well to the move. But all right, here we go. Trivia flip. We have trivia
There we
flip
go.
Winbush edition. Ignore the fact that it says Alex over there. Player one is Winbush. I need to set it up so that the database I have this hooked up to updates people's names as well. That would be a really good idea. But I have 4 categories of questions for you tonight. The way we play is that it's you versus chat. So everybody and Winbush, we get to face off the two of you against each other. The combined chat versus the one Winbush. We have 4 different categories for you tonight. We have Fortnite, we have Cinema 4D, we have video games, and we have fitness. All very Winbush specific questions. So, house advantage. It is you and your individual person versus the collective wisdom of the horde of Twitch chat. So, you will get to start and you can pick whatever question you like, but if you answer the question incorrectly, we shall pass it on to everybody else in chat.
All right, let's do video games for 800.
Oh, that's the other thing is it's Jeopardy rules. So we got to start you at 200. You can work your way down.
Okay.
So
Yeah, it's getting aggressive. All right, let's do video games for 200.
all right, video games for 200. This is the world's largest video game company.
Oh man. So I want to say Epic Games, but dang, would it be Activision?
Hmm. Is that your guess?
Um, Rockstar. I want to say Rockstar Games.
Rockstar Games. It is not Rockstar Games, unfortunately. Chat, we're gonna open it up to all of you. So get ready. We're gonna open the trivia in just a second. I'm gonna unlock our commands. Then
Ah, man, I think I forgot about them.
hold
I'm
on,
looking at the
y'all.
chat.
Hold on. So here's the rules, y'all. You gotta wait till I hit open. You'll get a Q command in chat. That's when it's time to guess, and you can if you type exclamation point TF followed by the answer. I do not have the world's best answering algorithm. If you type it exactly, then it will answer correctly, and you'll get points. And if it does not do that, then I will automatically assign the points for you. So that's how we're playing. All right. So trivia. Here we go. It's not Electronic Arts. It's not Embracer Group. It's not Tencent. These are all really good answers, everybody.
Yeah, say Embracer just had a bunch of layoffs.
There we go. It's Sony.
Really? It's Sony? They're bigger than Epic?
Yeah, it is. It is indeed Sony. So that's. I mean,
Interesting.
they sell PlayStations. So
Yeah, I would have thought it was Tencent. After I saw Marengo put that down, I was like, oh man, I forgot all about them because
yeah,
they're a giant.
yeah, sure are. All right, that makes it chat's turn. If you've played before, you know our rules. If you get the answer correct, you can pick the next category. You have to go quickly because we want to keep the game moving. Um, So Mega Steak Man got it correctly. If you have Fruitsy saying video games, we'll keep it in video games. But remember, if you get the answer right, you get to, you get to pick what we're gonna answer next. And if you don't, it's too bad. Winbush or I'll pick it. So video games for 400. Winbush, we're gonna let the chat go first because it's theirs. They're on a streak. So the first game console to have internal memory. We're gonna open trivia again.
I think I know this one too.
Oh, I need to give them a little bit more time. We're probably like 15 seconds ahead of chat with the delay.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah.
You gotta have some background music for this, like
Yeah.
the Jeopardy music.
Oh my gosh, that would be good. Yeah, I'll put that on my list of things to improve on there. Yeah, I think everybody got to it late. They were still waiting on the question. Um,
Yeah, I saw them.
Sorry about that one, guys, but nobody got it. Winbush, it is your move.
I'm going to say the Dreamcast, Sega Dreamcast.
It is not the Dreamcast.
What? No,
No,
I
nobody
thought
got
that was
it.
the first one that had a personal computer in it.
It's the Sega Saturn.
Saturn. Oh man, I forget. I always forget about the Saturn.
Yep, it's a oldie but goldie.
Thing was out for like 5 months.
Yeah. It was not a well received console, if I remember. Winbush, it is your turn.
All right, let's go. Dang, probably gonna embarrass myself. Let's go fitness for 200.
Fitness for 200. Exercise releases these into the bloodstream.
Oxygen.
No, it's not oxygen. You actually said it earlier in.
Endorphins.
Well, you already put your guess in, so.
Yeah. Oh crap! I shouldn't have.
You gave it to him.
My fault.
So chat's up on you. All right, chat. What's the next
I'm doing
one?
bad for Alex. Sorry, Alex.
What's the next one? Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't change this over since we had Alex Coulomb, a previous guest.
Yeah, no, it's all good. I'll play on Alex's behalf.
If I remember right, that was a pretty close match between Chat and Alex. It's usually pretty close. What's happening, guys? We need the next. I'm just gonna say fitness again. Chat, we're gonna do fitness again. The opposite of aerobic exercise. The opposite of aerobic. I'm just give like a couple more seconds so that we get everything open for the chat, and I'll open it for you guys. Anaerobic. That's right.
Nice,
Y'all,
DK.
y'all are doing great.
Man, y'all are crushing me.
It's yeah. Well, hey, there's lots of game left in the game. It's all gonna be it's all gonna be great. Don't give up hope yet. And of course you
It's
won't
all good.
because you're Winbush. You're gonna persevere if anybody is, as we just
Nah, I
learned
got
about
some
you.
time.
Yeah.
I good. Good.
Okay, so I think that'll put us. Did we say what we wanted, chat? I'm gonna put you down for fitness again if no one's gonna like respond quickly enough. So the only exercise you should hold your breath for. The only exercise you should hold your breath for. I will open the questions in just a second. Here we go, and trivia's open. Swimming. That's correct. They got you. They got you on the ropes now.
Yeah,
Um,
DK down there crushing it.
yeah. Um. All right. DCast Rich, do you have a? Do you guys are you guys preferring any other kind of questions? Fortnite 200. Okay, we'll do Fortnite for 200. Uh, chat's gonna take it again, and then we'll give you. We'll have some mercy rule here. I can't have chat completely run away with it. That would just be ridiculous.
No, if they earn it, they earn it. You know.
But
No shame.
their Twitch chat though. Oh yeah, what year did Fortnite launch? So I'll open it. This one's for Twitch. The next one I'm just gonna pass back to you because it's my game show. I make the rules. That's correct.
Honestly, have no idea.
You hear that? I make the rules, guys. It's my game show. I make them all. I make all the rules. I also code them. So, yeah, that is correct, Mimo Base. The answer is 2017. Just next time you want to do exclamation point TF in there, and then the game will respond to it and automatically pick that. Yeah. So we're gonna throw another couple points for chat. I think it's Winbush's turn. Do you have one of these you want to do?
Well, I mean, the chat's asking for Fortnite again. We could roll with it.
All right, I'm gonna give you the first guess on this one though, because I can't have chat just run away with it. Yeah. All right.
Trying not to use Google, so.
Oh yeah, that's cheating. We can't do that. Scripting language used in UEFN.
There we go. Versus.
Yeah, verse. That's correct. And you're on the board. All right, your choice. You can pick whatever's next.
Let's do video games again. 600.
Video games for 600. How long is the longest video game session ever played?
Oh man. I might just throw it out. Maybe 72 hours. Probably longer, but
not 72 hours. No, it was not.
All right, you guys got to answer quickly. No Googling.
Yeah, no Googling, chat. It's no fun at all. 25 years.
25 years.
It's somebody playing WoW. It's somebody on their World of Warcraft.
I mean, honestly, It could be. It's been out for that long. Yeah, somewhere crazy.
Oh, man.
AFK.
Okay. 18 days. I didn't think anyone was going to get this one. I thought this was the $800 question. The answer is... Oh. The answer is that I messed up the database. That is a question, not an answer. It's weird. Sorry about that, everybody.
So the answer is Pokemon.
That one's me. I have an Excel sheet that gets imported into Unreal Engine, and appears I messed it up. All right then.
What was the answer?
Oh, the answer is 138 hours.
What game was that?
Well, that's another question.
Okay.
But I'm not sure it's working anymore because I think like the answer to the next question is going to be the question is going to be the answer to the last one. Yeah, it's all like just stacked through an Excel sheet. So I messed up.
Gotcha.
Yeah. In that case, how about we take you all back to Fortnite for 600? We'll let Winbush go first.
All right, let's do it.
This Fortnite player made almost $10 million in 2018.
I want to say Ninja.
Let's see, Tyler Ninja
There
Blevins.
we go.
That is correct.
That is the only Fortnite player I know. So
That's the only one I know.
yeah.
Does anyone? I don't think anyone else plays it. I think it's just the one guy. It's just there's no other player base. It's a one-man player base. Um,
Well, I know Dead Mouse play. Well, he used to play it.
Dead Mouse. I bet he did. He's cool like that. He's a streamer as well.
Yeah, he was in it back in the day.
Got it. Yeah. Winbush, the board's yours. What do you want to take next?
Let's try Cinema for 200.
Cinema for 200.
C4D.
This version of C4D comes packaged with After Effects.
Comes packaged with After Effects.
Yeah.
Or do you mean After Effects comes packaged with C4D? Because I know there was a time. Well, you can still do it now. Dang. All right. I'm gonna just say C4D. Let's say 17.
Oh, nope. That's not it. All right, chat.
I'm trying to think. I know it was the opposite way. Oh, no, that wouldn't be it.
Chat's got it.
What was it?
It's light. C4D light.
See, that's the opposite. See, After Effects comes with C4D Lite.
Does it really? You can get it with your Maxon?
No, it comes with After Effects. So it comes with your Adobe Creative Cloud.
Right. Yep, that's it. Chat got it.
I'm reading the question wrong. I was thinking like you bought Cinema 4D and After Effects came with it.
Nope.
I was reading it backwards. Okay.
That is okay.
Good. Chat got me.
It's Twitch chat. They always do. It's whenever I do anything like you talk like more C4D. Okay. All right. Chat's got the first round on this one. How many versions of C4D are available in R21? All right. Let's go into chat first. R21, how many versions are available in release 21? See, that's...
Yeah, there was a lot.
You can tell I'm not a C4D user with these questions. Like, they're questions about C4D, but not in C4D.
Yeah, so, well, the chat's closed, right?
Chat's closed. You're good.
All right, 21. I want to say there was two versions, right? Because you had S and R.
I mean, that could be true. What I read online is that there was one version.
Oh, okay. Because that's when they got weird because they were doing like the S version and the R version. So it would have been like R22 and S21.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, so
yeah, they got weird with it there for a little bit because now it's like 2023.2 and all this weird stuff. But
okay. I'll give it back to you. What do you want to do next?
Yeah, Mega. I think 20 was when they got rid of like broadcast and ArchViz and all the other weird because they used to have like 5 versions of cinema, like it's all broken up, all weird. But yeah.
Welcome to a show where I ask people questions about things they totally know about, but they are worded confusingly, which confounds everyone.
All right, we'll stick with C4D. We'll try 600. See what you came up with.
What was the first name of Cinema 4D? Was not always called that.
Yeah, I know. I knew the name of this too. Oh man. Dang, I knew the name of it too, because yeah, it's a German company. Yeah, I'm gonna just say 3D Buster. I know it's wrong, but
that's not it.
Yeah, I know.
That's a cool name though. 3D is that something else? 3D Buster?
I have no idea. It just kept I think I was thinking of like Sound Blaster, just do the 3D in front of it.
Never used Sound Blaster. I used Math Blaster as a kid.
Yes. Sound Blaster was back when you had separate audio cards for your computer system. So I'm dating myself a little bit, but
I
yeah,
remember those days.
to get sound out of your computer, you need an actual audio card, which was kind of crazy now thinking about it.
No, that was a thing though. Oh, fake voice is really close. It is not Fast Vector. The answer is Fast Ray. Yeah. You know, it's funny. I when I write these up, I literally have no idea like what is an easy or hard question. Like half the time, I'm always trying to put it in the guest pocket so much so that I lose like any criteria in my own head of like whether something's easy to answer or not.
Yeah, I knew that one too. It's just not something that comes up a lot. Like I've come across it, I should say, but
yeah, it's interesting how names change over time. I'll put you
yep.
back in, Winbush. Do you want to pick the next question?
All right, is the video games category messed up, or is that
It's
one?
probably messed up. Let's click it and see what happens.
All right, I was gonna say we could get a Fortnite.
It's the answer to the. You know what? This works out fine. So the answer to the last question, it is messed up. But the if I click the answer, it'll give us the next question. Man. Oh no, the answer to the previous question.
Yeah,
so,
138.
So the bottom one's probably fine. Yeah, if you can pick 1,000 for video games, or you can pick any of the others.
Yeah, we could do 1,000. Let's see if it works.
Let's see if it works. What was the longest game play session?
Was it Pokemon?
No, this is gonna blow your mind. I'm gonna open it to chat, but this is gonna.
Oh, somebody knows this.
Hopefully nobody Googled it.
Desert Bus.
It is not Tetris. It ain't Tetris. This one.
Oh, I bet you I know.
This blew my mind when I found out.
Was this in that documentary, that gaming doc back in the day? I don't want to give it away.
I don't think so. Oh, you're just short, fake voice. You just missed it. You just missed it.
It's Let's Dance, really?
It's Let's Dance. Someone played Let's Dance for 138 hours. I don't know how that's physically possible.
Dang.
I know, right?
How is that?
How is that possible? That's insane. Yeah. It was Let's Dance.
I would give it to him because I had no idea. Oh, he said Let's Dance. It was Just Dance, but I get what you're saying.
Oh, yeah. For that reason alone, I'm gonna be petty. I'm gonna favor the guest. They I don't see them on Twitter the same way. You know what I mean? Like if I run into Winbush in the internet hallway, I want to make sure I did him right during the trivia game. You know what I mean?
Nah, I'm losing fair and square. I'm a gamer. I get how it is.
Okay.
This is why I don't play Call of Duty anymore. Get my butt kicked.
I don't think I could even get into a ranked match. Like, I'm so bad at that stuff. Petty devs, absolutely. I'm prejudiced against chat. I'll put it out there. I'll pick my guess first. All right. So nobody got it. Winbush, you want to pick the next category?
Let's go back to Fortnite. See what we got. Try to tie it up.
All right. The rarest Fortnite skin.
Let's say Will Smith.
Nope, it is not Will Smith.
Yeah, I have no idea. I just said I haven't seen a Will Smith. No one use it actually.
I don't think is Markiplier in Fortnite.
I wouldn't doubt it because they had
Mr. Beast.
Yeah, they had Mr. Beast.
It's not. I mean, I'm sure Ninja is in there.
Yeah,
but it's not
Ninja's
Ninja. So this is kind of a gotcha for everybody. The answer is Recon Expert because so few people played back when some of the first skins came out, they ended up being some of the most rare skins. So the Recon Expert is just like a very basic skin that existed
Right.
in a really old version of the game.
So can people still use that one, or is that like just gone?
Well, it's like the people who bought it can. It just isn't for sale anymore. So it's just by the numbers. It's the rarest.
Hmm.
Winbush back on the board.
Yeah, let's finish it out. Fortnite 1000.
Fortnite for 1,000. The original author of Battle Royale.
Like,
Because,
you
fun
mean the
fact.
game?
Well, fun fact. Fortnite is based on a movie, Battle Royale, about a book. I mean, it's more likely based on like a Minecraft mod that is based on the Hunger Games, which is based on the movie, which is based on the book Battle Royale. But who's the author of the book Battle Royale? That's the question.
Yeah, I don't know the author. I know it's Japanese because I actually watched the original movie way back in my college days. So I watched the movie and the sequel. The sequel was really bad, but the original movie is really, really good. But
I have heard that. I
yeah,
heard it's quite good.
the author, I'm not sure. But yeah, the Hunger Games I think was actually based off of Battle Royale.
I think the chat got it right. Well, you guys are ready on the draw with that one. I hope y'all aren't googling stuff. The That's right. I don't trust you, chat. Uh, I think you guys got it, but it's not triggering for some reason. I might have put it in incorrectly. We'll see. We'll let the timer go
Well,
out.
I mean those are Japanese names.
This is true. Let's see here. I don't know why I didn't.
Yeah, Kusha and Takami.
You guys got it, so that was definitely for chat.
Yeah, really good movie though. Highly suggested if you haven't seen it yet.
Let's see here, chat. Did anybody say what they want to do next? Anybody say? All right, I'm gonna pick one then. I'm gonna say it's fitness for 800. We'll go to chat first. How many muscles does the human body have, chat? How many muscles do we have? Too many.
Yeah, too many.
More than I want to use. More than I want to work out.
And honestly, we don't even use all of our muscles. I remember I played Mario Kart back in the day where you actually had the steering wheel on the Wii. And I played it so
Oh.
much that my forearms are like killing me because you do that, the flip and everything. And I'm like, man, I must have never used those muscles before because they were just killing me.
Yeah. Winbush, it's your answer. What's your guess for the muscles?
No idea, but just say 832.
You were much closer than chat. The correct answer is 650.
Yeah, not bad. I mean,
Uh,
if it's the price is right, I would have been done because that's way over.
oh, that's right. Yeah. I think about that a lot about the Price is Right rules. Um, yeah, I feel like that happens in life where a lot of people overdo something and you're like, here's a simple response. And you're like, yeah, everyone else was over. Your $1 is actually correct.
Yeah.
Um, it's a life principle. All right, Winbush, back to you. Do you want C4D or fitness?
Oh, did we freeze?
Oh, maybe. Can you still hear me?
Oh, yeah, I hear you. Yeah, no, let's do C40 for 8.
All right, C4D for 8. The oldest version of C4D was released in, and there's, I will
Um,
technically take two answers for this.
1978?
No, no, not 78.
No.
Although you're under this time for Price is Right rules.
Yeah, I don't want to cheat. I'll give it to chat.
It's not 98. We're getting into the hard ones. It's the 800, the $1,000 questions. It's not supposed to be easy.
Oh, yeah, I said does it include Fast Ray?
It does technically include Fast Ray. I will take two. There are two different answers I will take. Clefairy.
The answer is Pokemon.
Answer is Pokemon. The answer is double check your databases before you start the stream, idiot. Um, Idiot being me in this scenario. Oops, I just clicked on the question instead of the answer. The answer is 93.
1993.
Winbush, I'll give you this one. What C4D for 1,000? What was the first vertical that was marketed to? Who did they actually advertise to?
So, like, you mean like magazine or TV stuff like that, or
A little. That's
like, are
that's.
you able to?
Yeah, I would say like what sector of the rendering world, or like what kind of clients?
Um, I guess I'm not even sure the technical term. Like people that do like product design.
No, it was not for product designers.
No.
What was the vertical? What was the first market that they tried to market to, chat? It's not graphic designers, not architecture, not CAD engineering. Nope.
CAD. Yeah, that's what
Not
I was looking for.
that's not it. Really? Cinema? Just doesn't feel like it would ever have been their thing.
Yeah, but I mean, back in the '90s, who knows?
Who knows? Yeah. Things change so much. People with a lot of money. The answer
Yeah, that too.
is advertising.
Um,
So when they first started, calling it Cinema 4D was a little bit of a gimmick because they wanted people in the advertising industry to think it was cool. It wasn't necessarily because it was being used for films yet. All right.
That came much later.
Yeah. We're down to the last question. Fitness for 1,000. Mr. Winbush, are you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
People burn how many calories an hour during sleep?
Oh, doing sleep. 200.
200. It's not 200.
Yeah.
201.
Yeah. Say, did I mention I suck at trivia?
You did not. Oh,
Oh,
that's it.
all right, someone got it.
Chat took it away tonight. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you guys crushed.
It's all right. Thank you for being a good sport and a gamer.
Yeah, see, if this was Fortnite, it'd be a different story, right? So
we need to have an after party where we can let the guests get revenge. That would be really fun. All right.
I'm all for it.
Well, that about rounds it out for tonight. I'm Woody, and you can find me all over the place. I'll throw some links in chat here. But Mr. Winbush, where can people find you on the internet?
Yeah, so the biggest places, of course, youtube.com/Jonathan Winbush. And then if you're on the Fortnite, the new channel is youtube.com/Winbush Creative. So if you just search for Winbush Creative, that's going to bring up all the YouTube or all the Fortnite stuff. And then also, I forgot to mention, I'm on tour this year with Design and Animation, just sponsored by Maxon and the toy and everything. I'm going through showing some Cinema 4D to Unreal Engine workflows. And so next month, we're going to be in Canada. So if anybody's in Toronto or Montreal, we're going to be out there after SIGGRAPH. Or if you're if you're going to be in LA, make sure to hit me up if you're going to be at SIGGRAPH. And then after that, going to be in South Korea in September, speaking at South Korea University. So if we have any South Korean people out there,
oh my goodness,
yeah, just got asked to do that. So yeah, it's been a crazy year touring and stuff. And then after that, hitting up Europe, I'm going to do Berlin, London, I think Paris. So I would say, did you put the link in there? If you go to that.com, then it has all the tour dates and everything listed. So of course, if I'm in your city, make sure to let me know. And yeah, we'll hang out because we've been having hangouts after every event, which has been really cool, meeting all the different artists out there and everything.
Yeah, I'm just gonna copy and paste all of your links into the chat. But yeah, this has been so much fun and extremely inspiring. So thank you for yeah. I did not know that. I didn't know all the places that tour was going on. So that sounds like you got some very fun times ahead. Um,
Yeah, well, the Asian stuff or that stuff in Asia, that's separate for just myself. So the actual
oh,
tour is going to be myself, Chris Schmidt, which is Rocket Lasso, and then EJ, which is I Design. So more cinema 4D based. The stuff I'm doing in South Korea, maybe Japan, that's going to be more Unreal real time based, and so I'll be going down there solo and everything. But yeah, still, if you're in any of those regions, make sure to come out, see what's up.
I want to go to those regions just to be there and then also to see you talk. That would be super fun. Um, yeah. Well, that's it. Thanks everybody for coming out. Thanks Winbush for being here. And yeah. Anything else
Someone
before we punch out here?
Yeah, Mega Mocap said we need another pug challenge. Actually, I was just thinking about the challenge the other day because I was supposed to do another challenge. Like last year, EJ and myself, we did a challenge called the Pug Challenge where we were trying to get more artists into Unreal. So it was like an Unreal Engine challenge that we had a pug statue and you kind of just build like a cool environment cinematic around it. And so but trying to think of doing another contest, maybe. I don't know. You guys let me know. Would you want to do something in Fortnite, like building out a game level, or like I'm totally open to do another contest. Just kind of got to figure out what it's going to be that more people that would enjoy.
Yeah. That sounds
So
very
yeah,
cool.
definitely hit me up. Let me know.
Maybe we could combine our communities and do something interesting. That would be fun. I'm not gonna put you on the
Yeah,
spot like that right
absolutely.
now, but
No. I mean, because the last one I combined with EJ, and we kind of pulled in that whole cinema Unreal thing going. So yeah, I'm totally open to collaborating. Like I even thought about doing a photogrammetry challenge with reality capture, but yeah, I don't know. I just want to do something fun for the people. So maybe we could brainstorm.
yeah, there's something there for sure. But yeah, well, great. Well, again, thank you for being here. I had a great time. I hope y'all did as well. Um, chat. You can find Winbush at all the links, and we will see you guys around. Thanks, everybody. Have a good one.
Uh, Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
All right. Okay, cool. Well, let's Twitch. So we're gonna set everybody up with a raid so that we can spread the love because getting together a live audience is always a difficult thing to do. So, Wimbush, do you have any Twitch people that you would like us to support at this time? That's what we're gonna do next.
Um, let's see. The only other person I see on right now is a guy called Data Dave. He's playing Final Fantasy 16 right now. I mean, maybe him.
Okay, we'll do it.
I could show it in the chat.
In Twitch chat or
All
in
right,
our chat?
cool.
Our chat. There we go.
I threw it in our chat.
Gotcha. Data Dave. All right. Great. Set that up in here. Video, creator dashboard. There we go. All right. All right, everybody, be good now. Send Data Dave some love, and hopefully not too many spoilers, because I intend to play this game at some point. He's playing
He's playing
14.
14. I thought he's
Phew.
playing 16, but
All right.
yeah.
See. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night. Bye.
Take care, everybody. Thank you again.
Oh, it doesn't let me do the raid. What the heck? Maybe he's not accepting raiders. Or nope, everything's fine. It's just Twitch messing up because all the social medias are catapulting themselves into non-existence. All right, everybody, see ya.